Hello students, a very warm welcome to you once again. In the previous video, we have just taken an introduction to what is the subject of sociology all about. In today's session, we are going to understand what is some of the core concepts which are very commonly discussed or encountered in your UPSC preparation. So before we introduce these common concepts, let's just try to get a very simple definition of what is the meaning of the word society. So, in your understanding, what is your society? Your surrounding, your environment, your interactions, the friends that you are having, the neighborhood that you behold, the college that you go to, all these environmental phenomena are considered to be as your society. And what sociology is trying to do, they are trying to study these surrounding phenomena. So when we look at a very simple definition, sociology, it is the study of how people live, interact, and they build the society. There are different components to it. Like for example, when you talk about families and friends, your neighborhood, the education and the college, the religious places that you go, even the social media things that you are handling, this all. So the term society is highly considered to be as a broad phenomenon. And this subject of sociology, it helps us to understand how the world works. Why is the father an ultimate decision maker? Why there are more number of opportunities present for a man as compared to a woman? Why the older generation seems to be more weaker and vulnerable in modern times? To answer all these questions, we take the help of sociology, and this is how our society looks. I would want you to look at this tumbler and see that this is completely regarded to be a society. And so labeling it, what this should be called as, here I would say that this is our society in totality, not just the outer edge. Everything which is going to be discussed within this tumbler, it will be called as. So right at the center of it, we are having an individual, and around which we are having different systems. If you remember, in the previous video, we have discussed different kinds of social systems, or you can call them as institutions. For example, as an individual, you are a part of the family systems that we are having. As an individual, you are a part of the religion system which is present. You are a part of education system. So what are all these hexagons? These are nothing but referred to be as different forms of social institutions. So let me label that as this is a social institutions, or in simple format, you can say these can also be called as systems. Moreover, when we look in these systems, we can say that there might be some kind of hierarchies which are being built. For example, in the family hierarchy, if we construct them, right at the top, there might be a father who might be the decision maker. Then there might be a mother who is there. And then there might be children. If it is a joint family system, we get to see grandparents, or the grandfather is the one who creates. So in this manner, in these systems, there are some hierarchy, and even outside the system also, there are different dimensional hierarchies which are present. For example, how we interact on the basis of money. We usually refer interaction on the basis of money is called as class. Somebody is referred as an upper class, somebody is a middle class, somebody is a lower class. So there are different dimensional hierarchies which are present. We are divided on the basis of gender as well. For example, males are there, females are there, transgenders are there. So here, if this is a money based hierarchy, we are also having a hierarchy on the basis of divisions. So certain hierarchies are within the social institutions or system. Certain hierarchies are outside the social system or institutions. And if these hierarchies are present, we need to make sure that we act according to these hierarchies. For example, If you go to a family system, you are supposed to behave like a student. So here we see, however different roles that we are taking, this will be regarded to be as our social behaviors. And what is the meaning of the word social behavior? It means the different roles that we are performing. For example, if this is a religion institution, our social behavior or our social behavior or roles are according where we are trying to act like a devotee. In the family, our role or behavior is where we are acting like a daughter or a son. In the education system, our role or behavior is where you are acting like a student and I want to act like a professor. So what is a society? A society is a system where there is a presence of social institutions or social systems. There are different dimensions which shape these societies. And when we are talking in respect to these institutions, we take different social behavior and roles. How we are supposed to behave, there are some unsaid rules which are called to be as the norms. There are some very obvious rules, they are called to be as the rules and regulations. And there are some official rules which can also be called as the laws of the society. So what is it? A society, if you break down, looking at this, if you break down the society into smaller parts and fragments, what do we get is a clear picture that ultimately we are having one thing such as a society. In these societies, we are having social institutions or we are having systems. An individual who is according to those institutions and systems, they are doing nothing but called to be as social behavior. And how they are behaving, these are called as norms. There are different kinds of rules and regulations which are there. There is going to be a presence of hierarchies that would be get established. These hierarchies are created on the basis of dimensions. So here, let's take a look at it. What have we discussed? Some of the most common terms that you are going to encounter is such as there is a word called as society. Society can simply be called to be as your surroundings. It can be called to be as your environment. It can be called to be as the setup which is there in and around you. What is present in these societies? There is a presence of social institutions. There is a presence of social systems. These are nothing but groups which are created. These are nothing but the communities which are established, which helps in the integration of society. What is present in these social institutions and systems? We are having unsaid rules and regulations which are called to be as norms. It is also called to be as laws, such as some folk stories and how people are staying over here in totality. This is called to be as the culture of those social institutions. How a person behaves in these social institutions, it is called to be as a form of social behavior. And in this, how the social behavior are arranged, there is a presence of hierarchies, which can also be called to be as different forms of stratifications. These hierarchies, stratifications are different forms of dimensions. Now, when we look, these are some of the most commonly used terms which are present within our subject of sociology. What is a society? It is a surrounding and the environment that you are having. In society, there are different kinds of social institutions or systems which are like groups and communities. Example, such as the element of religion, such as the element of education, etc. And how are people supposed to behave? There are some established social behavior which are norms, laws, folkways. It acts like a culture. And how the society is stratified, there are different dimensions to it, such as society is stratified on the basis of money, they are stratified on the basis of sexuality, they are stratified on the basis of color. They are stratified on the basis of some ascriptive by birth factors. So here, class, gender, status, race, ethnicity are the different dimensions or which creates different forms of hierarchy. So here what we are looking at some of the most popular terminologies that you are having in the field of sociology. So in this concept, we have looked what are some of the most popular terms. I'm going to discuss how and from where you can study these terminologies. There are some popular books that I want you to refer to. What are the important books? We will see that in our next video.